Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. A public hearing, Northeast Lobster Company LLC doing business as the Nor'easter 10 Huntington Road, Northeast Harbor request for special amusement permit.
Mr. Musetti is up there.
Where? Okay, good. Anybody have anything they want to
Oh, Adam.
Oh, there's Adam too.
bring up here? Should have a little timer.
This is the
I'll
one.
speak up, if
Okay,
that's okay. So Kathy Miller, live in Soamesville, work in Northeast Harbor, and I think it's fabulous to have a restaurant that is open all year round. So I hope that you'll see through to pass this approval of this application.
Thanks, Kathy.
any other comments?
I would just add that in the past with this, I've often heard from neighbors leading up to it. And the fact that I didn't hear from anyone this year tells me that there haven't been any issues.
All right. All right, I'm. No more comments. All right. I'd like to bring the public hearing to a close. All right.
Need a
Minute.
motion?
No, we do that. Don't we do that later? Yeah, it's down under new business.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We appreciate the support, you guys. Thank you very much.
thank you.
We're doing our best. We'll keep it up.
All right. Okay, minutes, approval of minutes from February 22nd, 2022.
Move approval?
Second.
Is all in favor? Appointments, recognitions, and resignations, none presented. Consent agenda, department reports, Highway Department, Public Works. Island Connections letter to the community, February 23, 2022. Notice for March 2022 of municipal solid waste bypassing coastal resources of Maine to PERC. Update on Hamden facility and EPR survey. MRC fundamental notice and virtual town hall meeting related to the sale of the coastal resources of Maine facility in Hamden. Hancock County Commissioners meeting minutes from February 15, 2022.
Would move approval of the agenda as presented.
Second,
I have a question. Is Tony on?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tony, could you comment on that survey that the MRC or the Natural Resources Council of Maine is requesting?
Sure. They're asking, there's like 60 questions, and they're asking, is curbside recycling available in your town? If so, how is it done? What type of materials do you recycle? Are they commingled or separated out? Where do your materials go? Do you have an educational program in your town to educate people on recycling? Different questions like that. The tonnage of your municipal solid waste, the tonnage of recyclable materials. What are you doing now? What have you been doing? It was pretty broad, but they covered quite a few good points.
Will that be available for us or the public to see when you've completed it?
Once, I believe so, yes. Once they
Okay.
compile the data, that's what they were asking for, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments? All right. I would take a motion.
yeah.
Motion, second, all in favor? Great, thank you. Selectmen's reports. Any selectmen's reports?
I don't have a report, but could I just make
Sure.
a suggestion? I noticed that the Nor'easter is the only item under new business. Would it be possible just to take them out of order rather than, they might have other things to do?
Sure.
this evening?
I have no problem with that.
All right, so I guess I'd make a motion that we take new business item A out of order.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor? Okay, let's go right to new business. Item A, Northeast Lobster Company LLC doing business as the Nor'easter, 10 Huntington Road, Northeast Harbor, request for liquor license renewal and special amusement permit renewal.
I would move that we approve and accept their liquor license renewal and special amusement permit renewal.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, good to go.
Thanks,
All right,
guys.
back,
Have a good one.
back, yeah, back to unfinished business. Sustainability Committee summary and recommendation regarding the Climate Action Plan, February 17, 2022. Johanna? You want to?
I didn't bring forward the motions. I didn't know if anybody from the Sustainability Committee wanted to say anything first, but Naomi and I are here to answer any questions about the plan itself.
I'm here from the Sustainability Committee as the chair. I'm Phil Lichtenstein, the chair of the Sustainability Committee. And the Sustainability Committee met last month and would like the Board of Selectmen and the town to accept the Climate Action Plan as written, and reminding the board and the citizens that this is a living document and it'll be changed throughout time as information and things happen. And I'm encouraged by a lot of the work that needs to be done and has been done by our town. We've been a progressive town and done a lot of very good things early on in sustainability, and I hope we can continue the momentum forward. And I want to also thank Naomi and Johanna for all their hard work in putting the document together. I did read it completely cover to cover last night. It's quite lengthy and very detailed with very clear actions. And I think the most important thing, though, that it does not sit on a shelf, and it's not something that, you know, historically gets neglected. It needs to be a document that's used. And it's gonna, one of their suggestions about having a climate task force is something like after we finish the warrant and our special town meeting, we want to maybe consider having a very small type group of people to be involved in that. Because we're at this point, we're not in a position, you know, that one of the things they hope for, that we would have a sustainability, you know, coordinator, and we're not in a position right now for a new hire, so we're going to have to do it in-house in the beginning, because it's something we're going to need to work on. So we just don't want to, again, lose that momentum.
I would think so.
So what do we need to do? Do we need to officially acknowledge receipt of the plan, or?
Well, let's see here.
Maybe not.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
That's all you
Okay.
need to do. What Phil said, it's an evolving document.
Yeah.
You're not putting yourself necessarily any of the steps.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a broad outline of thinking where you want to go, and just gives you a pathway to get there, but there may be other pathways as well.
Okay. I would entertain a motion.
I would move that we accept the plan with thanks to Mr. Lichtenstein and the rest of the Sustainability Committee, as well as the Climate to Thrive and all those others who contributed to the plan. It's sizable, and there was a lot of work that went into it, and this is a start, is just the start, actually, which is sort of exciting.
I would second that motion.
Great. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just to let you all know that Bar Harbor is in the process of beefing up their plan, and there's incredible overlap between the two. So that's nice to see the synchronicity between the towns.
Good.
I think that's important.
Okay, and moving right along here, adopt community resilience partnership resolutions.
Yep. Move the resolution.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Great.
Something you have to sign, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
when we get the grant money. That, I think one of the first things is that, you know, I don't know if you saw the documentation, that $11,000 piece that as far as having the community involvement would be one of the things that would be written in, along with possibly I think the other thing was the school having a energy audit done on the school. Because, you know, the state likes education and knowing that you're gonna take care of your school, you know, we wanna hit it out, if you're gonna apply for a grant, you wanna hit it out of the park, you wanna make sure you get the thing, so I think they've been very smart and very, I think we've gotten some very good guidance from both Johanna and Naomi on how to do this, and they're constant, you know, in contact with some of the players at the state. And there's gonna be, Naomi, isn't there an intermediate person that'll be a region coordinator?
Yes, there's a regional coordinator. The contract with the regional coordinator hasn't been finalized yet, so I'm not sure that GoPIF has announced it yet. But each region will have a coordinator, and so they will also be available to help. I think they're going to be focused on more underserved communities, but they'll be there to, you know, help with implementation and answer questions as well.
What's the region?
So we're in Region 2, which includes Hancock, Washington, and Waldo counties.
Thank you.
Compass Belfast too, correct. That makes sense.
Good,
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
very good. Thank you. All right. Review and final votes on warrant articles for May 2 and 3, 2022 annual town meeting.
Just want to point out that
We
you
have
have an additional handout that replaces what's in your binder.
Yep, so, yeah.
Is that what you sent to us?
I believe that was sent out on Friday.
Yeah, okay, I printed it out. Lots of copies.
I included everything.
Can I get a copy of that?
It's just you.
Good, they were all up here
In the book?
underneath.
Underneath.
That's just stuff I pulled out of my book. That's my, I did not have one.
Huh.
I've got an extra copy.
Bill probably
because I
took it.
printed it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks.
so I suppose I have to read these, right? All right. Article 19, shall the town of Mount Desert be authorized to issue a general obligation bond or note of the town in a principal amount not to exceed $344,000 to build a secure fiber network from the Mount Desert Fire Station in Soamesville to the meet point with the town of Bar Harbor at the intersection of the Eagle Lake Road and Route 3, extending into Northeast Harbor to terminate at the town of Mount Desert Municipal Office located at 21 C Street, the project, and further to authorize the Board of Selectmen to execute all things necessary or convenient to issue the bond or note of the town, which may be callable, and to accomplish the project.
Recommend passage.
Second,
I do have one, I guess, question.
Okay.
And it's been mentioned before, Derlin, we pay not an insignificant amount for, I think, is it for Munis hosting it in the cloud or to Spectrum?
Well, Munis software is cloud-based.
Okay, do we pay them like a hosting fee to
Yeah,
store?
yeah.
it?
They're
So-
phasing out their non-cloud based. So we thought originally one of the options would have been to have the hosting of the software. But that is
Okay.
not gonna happen. Bar Harbor's gonna have to go up into the cloud, so
Okay.
they're getting rid of the non-cloud based software, so.
Right. All in favor? Article 20, shall the town of Mount Desert be authorized to issue general obligation bonds or notes of the town in a principal amount not to exceed $5,238,427 to fund the improvements to the Northeast Harbor Fire Station, including but not limited to removing the roof and west wall of the truck bays, adding a new bay and a second story with staff quarters, and upgrading the electrical service, the project, and further authorize the Board of Selectmen to execute all things necessary or convenient to issue the bonds or notes of the town which may be callable and accomplish the project.
I would recommend passage of Article 20.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I just had one question, I guess, for Jake about, nobody has a crystal ball, but we know that interest rates are going to be climbing up a little bit here. Do you think we're sort of going to be able to get this one under the gun potentially?
That's definitely the hope. The 3% number started as a very high conservative estimate when we first started working on these. That's the estimate that we went with for the Somesville bonding project as well. We expect that to be lower. In speaking with our bond counsel, he was still thinking that that 2.75 would have been an appropriate percentage that still would have given us some room. So we went with 3% just to give ourselves a little bit of additional flexibility. But you're right that with the way things are going, it is a little hard to estimate at this point. So we tried to pick a conservative number that would still be applicable, because obviously we don't want to, grossly overstate interest and confuse voters about what this will mean. But we also have to account for the changing financial landscape that we're in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we had a motion and a second. All in favor?
Good answer.
Okay, Article 44. See what some of the inhabitants of the town of Mount Desert will vote to raise and appropriate for Department 851 libraries, village improvement societies, recreation, and public social service agencies for the 2022-23 town budget. Board of Selectmen recommends $324,095.
Move to recommend passage.
Second.
Does this reflect the subtraction that we did? Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Great. All in favor?
One abstention.
And one abstention.
All right.
Okay, we've done 46. I guess.
We've done 40.
We did 43?
46 through 48, you've already voted on, but since they've been voted on, I solidified the summary section that explains all of the money that's going to be pulled from capital gains if these articles pass. So that's just for your review. There's nothing that needs to be done.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so we'll move on to Article 49. To see if the inhabitants of the town of Mount Desert will vote to increase the property tax levy limit by $747,972.
Recommend passage of Article 49.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Great.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So other business, any other business? Okay, treasurer's warrant, approve and sign treasurer's warrant as shown. AP 2250 in the amount of $472,289.85.
Move approval and signature.
Second.
All in favor? Approval and signature, treasurer's payroll, AP 2249 and PR 2219 in the amounts of $131,564.85.
Move approval.
Signature.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Second.
All in favor?
One
One
abstention.
abstention. And acknowledgement of treasurer's school board, AP payroll warrants is shown, number 18, in the amount of $91,580.53.
Move acknowledgement.
Second.
Is all in favor? Excellent. Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor? Great.
Nice.
Wow.
I haven't had one of those in a while.